Hey everyone, this is Mike of SoCal Adaptive Sports, and I'm doing another podcast, which I haven't done for a few years. But I have a really cool guest, a high schooler, Rakshith Srinivasan, and welcome. Namaste to you.
Hi Mike, how you doing?
All right. So you have a really interesting story. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? I mean, you're a high school student.
Yeah, so I live in Seattle, Washington. I'm 16 years old in 11th grade right now. And so I love to play sports. I play varsity basketball for, I guess I was the captain for the past 2 years, so sophomore year and now junior year. And I also am a district level track and field athlete for the 100-meter and 110-meter hurdles. Um, but my biggest love is for research and kind of raising awareness for this. And I do this through my foundation, Unlimited Potential, or UP for short. And I basically started this foundation after I suffered an injury in 10th grade in basketball, a grade two ankle sprain. So I was out for, it was near the end of the season. I was out for, the playoffs. I had to take 8 weeks to recover. And I kind of was frustrated by this and was asking myself the question, like how could I have prevented this? How can I, help prevent this for other people who maybe feel the same thing, other student athletes who feel the same thing, the frustration that they can't play um, due to injury. And, around the world, I think sports is like a great unifier of people and connects everyone really. And I think there's a lot of different things that hold people back, either disabilities or injuries or age as a limitation. And I kind of want to break these barriers. And my goal of my foundation is to enable athletic excellence for everyone and kind of break down these limitations and allow anyone to really fulfill whatever goal they have in the athletic world. And I do this by um, doing fundraising through my foundation for various hospitals and various campaigns that we call here at Up. We call them micro campaigns because they're just $2,000 to $5,000, and we aim to finish these. I have like a team of other high schoolers here in Washington, and we aim to finish these fundraisers or micro campaigns within a few weeks so that we can, kind of go to new hospitals and new causes, um, research new, ideas. And yeah, I guess my love for research, and I think research is really what can help solve these problems for many people is by, inventing new things, testing these out, trying them, and then implementing them into the field.
That is amazing. We're gonna take a look at your website. I'm just so impressed. Um, so here you are. All right. Let's take a look at some of the stuff you've done. I love some of these. You have different achievements. So
Yeah.
including a sports camp. What's that about?
Yeah. So here, I was with World Relief Organization, and my foundation kind of went over there here in Washington, and we basically worked with a lot of these refugee children from various places like Afghanistan, Africa, um, Ukraine, I think recently, and we kind of just worked with them and had a lot of. I mean, I just had a lot of fun working with them and teaching them sports. In general, we ran sports camps to keep them more active, more fit, teach them like some lessons, like teamwork, leadership, stuff like that. And yeah, I did that over the summer for a few weeks, and I think it was a great experience. I took them, to a few museums, stuff like that, and it was just a great experience overall for me. And I think I taught the kids a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, you're pretty tall there. My gosh. Um, how did all the children get over to or they live in the US now? Or
Yeah, so they've been
okay.
relocated, or
Uh,
like with their families, and so it was with a World Relief Organization, which kind of, helps them with tutoring and stuff like that. But I kind of had a camp, I guess, with these kids who, were staying for maybe like summer programs because, you know, they won't really have much to do over the summer, and it's hard for them to adapt to to the lifestyle in the US. And it's much different than how maybe there was back home. They have challenges, maybe speaking a language or stuff like that, and I just really helped with that through sports, I think, because it was easy for them to um kind of just, it's just like they're kind of playing sports, but they're also learning a lot of lessons through that. And yeah.
Yeah, well, I saw you did some recycling and unbelievable. Is this something that you'll continue to do, or was it kind of a one-time thing?
Yeah, I'm continuing to work with World Relief. I do tutoring there now, so like tutoring kids in school subjects over the school year, and then I'm planning to do more camps with them. Um, I thought it was a really great experience.
That is amazing. And then we have all your fundraising too. So you're doing, or sorry, fundraising for research and your micro projects. So you're just looking at a whole range of things, prosthetics enablement, athlete mental health. What are you doing in terms of prosthetics enablement?
Yeah, so we have I think right now five fundraisers running. And yeah, so here you can see the Sale Children's one. And then prosthetics, it's basically, so with Sale Children's, I'm working to raise money for like orthopedic research. And this varies from, like prosthetics or bionics and stuff that can help enable those who maybe lost a limb or need special equipment and don't have, the money to, buy these technologies. And I'm working with them to, raise money towards I guess this goal.
That is just incredible. I'm going to go off your page. Why? And I want to know, I mean, why you're a young guy, right? And you have like this huge heart. Um, so tell me a little bit more about that. What is it? I mean, your family, have they provided, well, obviously, your values or yeah, what is it about you at such a young age? Because I find, I mean, most teenagers are pretty wrapped up in themselves, right? But
Yeah.
you're already like this. How did that happen?
Yeah, so I think I've had a lot of support throughout my, I guess, journey here. And I really started like in, I told it like my injury, and then I got a good insight into kind of like the world sports medicine. I also, since a young age, I really wanted to become a doctor. So I was always interested in medicine and biology classes in school and stuff like that. And so I had a visit to Seattle Children's actually, just visiting their, a research center and their hospital unit as well. And I kind of saw, I looked into the lives of a lot of different people who had, disformity, disabilities, or they're differently abled, and it was kind of struck me home, I guess, because they didn't, choose to have this happen to them. It was kind of pure luck, and then how I felt when I couldn't play and I was sidelined and I couldn't, help my team out when they were in like the most critical time of the season. Um, Basically helped me to sympathize with these people and then help me to understand how can I, or ask the question, how can I how can I help them. And it started off with just running like these sports camps in my free time, or just doing you know writing. I wrote a research paper for the American Journal of Sports Science, and so doing stuff like that. And then this kind of escalated into you know how can I really make a big impact. And I thought, I can't, at my age, I can't, go and work in a hospital yet or go do stuff like that, but I can raise awareness for this in my community here. Um, and I just basically took a lot of my high school friends, and we're working to, raise awareness by fundraising and going around. We have different like chapters, because we're kind of spread out in Washington here. So like Seattle, Bellevue, downtown, stuff like that. And kind of raising awareness in the community about some of these issues, because I think it's often overlooked, in terms of, I think everyone thinks about medicine, they think about maybe cancer, and that stuff is really important, but I think there's a lot of fundraising going to that. And I want to, there's a lot of issues that are really also pressing and are changing lives. I think we're really close to finding a solution for this, as well. So I think really that's what pushes me forward, is kind of the idea of helping people achieve what they really want, and how I felt in that moment when I was injured, kind of making sure that no one else really feels that way, I guess.
How did you, so you talk about friends too. I mean, how did you motivate friends to get involved? And, your friends have similar interests to you, or how did that happen?
Yeah, so I guess, I mean, I feel like I go to a private school. Um, so the community there is really, it's a really great community, and everyone, like teachers to faculty there, are really, you know, motivating and supportive. And I think everyone there is just really has a big goal in mind, and they're all, willing to work together to do something. So, and I think a lot of my friends have the same, interest, and they see the same, goal that I have, and they understand, this is really important. And so, I mean, they're just working to raise awareness, and I feel like it's not really something to where someone needs to donate like you don't need to ask someone to donate $1,000 of their money. It's like, no, $1 from each person. And if you ask, a lot of people around Washington, you could get easily $5,000.
That is just terrific, just really terrific. So I'm told you're publishing a book. Actually, you
Yeah.
told me. Talk a little bit about that book and when is it coming out?
Yeah, so the book is going to be called Overcoming Obstacles, and it should be out mid-April on Amazon. Um, and I'm trying to basically have this book is all the stuff I've done over the past really 2 years, since 2021, 2020, and kind of explain all of this in a short book. It'll be around like 60 pages, and talk about all the various, sports medicine innovations happening now. So in terms of the prosthetics, bionics, exoskeletons, um, stuff like that. And then maybe like some surgery, therapy treatments like stem cell therapy, which is and immunotherapy, which is becoming increasingly popular for cancer and like bone cancer. Um, and then also talk about some, stuff for like the average athlete or the average person. So yoga or nutrition, supplementation, different exercises that you can do as you get older. You're trying to stay more active and stay fit, and kind of make it so it really has something for everyone, I think. Whether you're a high level athlete trying to increase performance through supplements, and kind of I'll talk about those, or if got an injury and you're thinking about, what can I do to get back on the field as fast as I can, or you're thinking like I'm older but I want to, stay fit and increase like my health and stuff like that. So there's different yoga poses that you can do day by day and stuff like that.
Unbelievable. Do you have any siblings?
I have a younger brother.
And what does he think of all this?
Yeah, I mean he's much younger than me, but think I guess my whole family is really supportive, and um, I guess they have really helped me a lot on this, and getting this started, I guess, because as I think I started like in 10th grade, and as back then I didn't really know, how I was really just asking the question, how can I help? But I didn't really know. And I think they helped me get the right connections with various hospitals, stuff like that. And once you kind of get the ball rolling, I think I really had the motivation to keep going. And then they kept, being supportive, and pushing me to be, I guess, the best version of myself.
What do your parents do?
So my mom has her own startup company in IT, and my dad works for um, an IT company, Accenture. So they're both, I guess, in tech. So it's kind of a little bit different here.
Unbelievable. And so do you want to be a doctor eventually? Is that your career
Yeah,
path?
definitely. Orthopedic surgeon is kind of my career path. So right now I'm looking at pre-med colleges as well, because in the fall I'm going to start applying. And yeah, I mean, I guess since a young age, always wanted to be, I was always interested in biology, I guess, and like science. And as I got into high school, I started taking like AP Bio and AP Chem and stuff like that, and it, fostered my love for medicine, I guess.
Well, how old were you? Young age, like 5, 6? How old?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't always think about being a doctor, but I always thought about, science. I was fascinated by stuff like that, and like in terms of, how does the human body work, I guess. So we were like, I'm eating food. What's happening to this food? How is it getting digested? Or when I'm running, why do I get tired? Why do my muscles get sore? Stuff like that. And I kind of learned over time through research and just like just I guess searching up stuff and soaking up information. Um, and over time, I mean, that was kind of at a young age, and over time, I've kind of grown more to where I want to solve these or answer these questions, and on a more wide scale base, I guess. And so I did that by publishing my research paper, which was um, how do branch chain amino acid supplementation or BCAA supplementation um, help prevent lateral ligament ankle injuries in basketball players? Since I suffered a lateral ligament sprain, and so I kind of wanted to answer this and then put it out there for everyone, to kind of see what causes these injuries, how can you prevent them through, just like supplementation and stuff like that, but it still has a big effect.
That's amazing. And so tell us a little bit more about your family. Your parents immigrated from India or
Yeah, I also immigrated. So I was born in India actually.
okay.
And I came over here for when I was like around 6 months old. And I've lived in, I guess, Washington my whole life, but we've moved around from Seattle, Bellevue, Issaquah. Um, and yeah, so I guess I really, through, I guess, my immigration process, I saw how much my parents really worked hard. And I guess that made like a big impact on me, you know, seeing seeing them, work really hard to get where they are today. Um, I mean, I guess that taught me a big lesson.
Yeah, just your story is pretty incredible, and you're only 16. That's amazing. Do you want to play for the Indian national team one day?
Um, no, I mean, I don't know where I feel like I'm thinking about, maybe playing in college. I'm going to a few camps, but I think my main focus is in, I was really interested in sports throughout my high school. I mean, throughout high school, but I think I'm kind of narrowing it down to medicine. I think medicine's really, a time-consuming task. I don't know if I can also play basketball, balancing that as well.
That is terrific. When I told you I lived in India
Yeah.
and I met the Indian national team, right? And these guys are all like 6'10". This one guy's like 7 feet tall, and I'm like, unbelievable, And they played. I also lived in Nepal, and they just killed Nepal. But yeah, I'm still waiting, right, for the first Indian in the NBA to really make it. So it's gonna happen. I can't wait. I can't wait. Well, tell us your website again. And yeah,
So enableup.org, and that's where you can find, I guess, more about me. You can see some of the volunteers, advisors there, and you can also see all the various research projects. So I have five running right now, two with Salem Children's in terms of orthopedic research, and then I have one with Fred Hutchinson Cancer Center, and yeah, I guess he's sharing screen right now, but um, you can see Fred Hutchinson Cancer Center is with bone sarcoma cancer. And this is kind of a type of cancer that's more in the bones and more relating to kind of, I guess, osteo, like kind of what happens in your bones. And this is more similar to sports medicine, which is why I decided to fundraise for that. And then I also have one with the Sports Institute at UW or University of Washington. And I have two here. One is for Exercise RX, which is basically a platform which is trying to enable um, better, fitness levels for, I guess, the average person. It could be older or, just someone trying to raise their fitness levels up, and through, like a platform where they can see, how much like track their steps, their heart rate, stuff like that, and have someone tell them when they need to go or what exercises they can do, stuff like that. And then I have one with for athlete mental health, and I think this is really important. It's often overlooked is like mental health of athletes, and I play basketball and also bounce, all these stuff that I'm doing right now, and that's like has like a huge toll on my mental health. So it's really important to, raise awareness about this, and for all athletes, take time for themselves to, relax or decompress. And I think fundraising for this or raising awareness for that is a big part as well, because I think it's not thought about often in sports. It's kind of overlooked, and especially in high school, I guess too.
So unbelievable. Thank you so much for taking some time. I know I'm going to make a donation, probably for the prosthetics thing you're working on. But we so appreciate, what you're doing, and just wish you all the best. Gosh, incredible. You're an incredible guy.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks. All right.